Well, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're really blessed with the beautiful weather. We're up in Glencoe. I'm here with the Stirling Camera Club and we're doing a workshop and we're going to go around 2 or 3 different locations around the Glencoe area. So join me this morning and let's see where this journey takes us. Alright, so while everybody's getting set up at the famous landmark at the Buckle, so we're taking photographs of Buckle of Moor. Right, so what I'm going to do is, before I move over beside everybody else, I'm going to get a portrait shot of the river here with the Buckle of Moor in the background. So we're kind of against it today because it's not that we're complaining, it's a beautiful day. We're not kind of used to that, but it means that we're not really going to get a lot of shadows and contrast in the images. However, we can add some of that in post-processing. But what I've done is I've got my polarizer filter on because I've turned my polarizer round, so I've kind of got a dark gradient of the blue sky onto the top of the mountain. And in that way, the top and the bottom will help frame the image. And I've got the river as the leading line up towards the Buckle mountain. So what I'll do is I'll just move left a little bit more and I'll get another shot, but just with a different viewpoint, and then I'll be able to show those images with you. Alright, so let's move on. Right, so we can see the Buckle of Moor here, and then we've got some camera club members taking their photographs and getting positions. So there's a few of the members never been to this location before, so that'll be great for them. But what we'll do is we'll give the guys time and we'll find different locations and we'll work our way around to the famous landscape spot. Right, it's awfully spongy and marshy here. So what I'll do is I'll just turn the camera around and let's see what composition we can get that's a wee bit different. So I'm just going to adjust my polarizer again, because what I'm trying to do is get a dark sky. I'm using the trees on the left hand side as a frame into the image. So those trees are on the left hand side. I've got the Buckle slap bang in the centre of the image. I'm shooting at f11, but I think today I can afford to put that up to f16. And I've got a 25th of a second shutter speed, ISO 100. I'm just one stop underexposed, but I'll put my timer on. I'll take that shot, and then from the distance that I am for the trees and the Buckle, I'll be sharp front to back at f16. So I'm just going to double check to make sure, and yeah, that's actually really nice. Alright, so I've turned the camera back to landscape, so what I'll do now is I'm going to do a vertical panoramic. So I'm going to take 2 shots vertically and then I'll stitch them together and then I'll show you that image now. Right, so I've come to the edge of the waterfalls here, so obviously there's not a lot of water in the river because normally this is just kind of furious with water and we get some really huge waterfalls. There's more water over on the left hand side at the, as they would call it, the honey pot location. But what we'll do is we'll work this area. We've got John and John on my left hand side and Richard's walking along the river, so I'll be taking shots and we'll have people in the images, but if I can take them out, I'll take them out. But what I've done is I've changed my lens, so I've put the wide angle lens on so I can get the whole view because I'm quite close here. I'm just levelling off my camera. I'll just double check my focus. So I'm focusing into the centre of the image. I'll take that shot. I've still got a 25th of a second, f16 and ISO 100. I'm just checking that image, that's cool. Right, so what I'll do now is I'll just turn the camera to the left and then that way I've got this tree. So what I could do here is a vertical panoramic So what I'll do is I'm going to take 2 shots, one at the base and then one at the top. It's wide angle, so it'll probably be distorted, but we can fix that in post-processing. So my settings haven't changed. I'll take that shot, I'll take the second shot, and I'm tilting this up so I've got the top of that tree, and then I shall put my hand in front, then that's that panoramic, vertical panoramic finished, and I'll share that image with you. Right, so what I'll do now is I'll turn this off, and then what we'll do is we'll move over to the other location. Alright, so what I've done is I've set up my camera, and as you'll see I've put that leg right in front of the camera so that it gives me stability, because there's a really high drop in front of me. So I've turned the camera over to portrait, and then that way I've got this tree on the top right hand side, I've got the Buccalette of Moor in the middle, and then I've got the river coming down for the top right and flowing out to the bottom left of the image. I've focused into the centre of the image, and I've got these tree leaves as a kind of framing canopy, and that's really nice. I'm just going to drop my camera down a bit more, take that shot. I'm conscious of the sun going in the viewfinder. Now I'm getting a lot of vignetting because I've got a wide angle lens and the filter's giving me a kind of coloured edge, but I can fix that in post. Now what I'm going to do is a quick HDR3 exposures, a -1, a 0 and a +1, and then that allows, if just in case I need it for the shadows, I'm not worried about highlights because it's a very bright scene, so I can get that as much as I want. Right, so that's a nice image. Alright, so what I've done is I've just moved further down, and what I've got is the kind of buccals kind of masked with these trees on the left hand side. I'm just adjusting the camera so it's level, tilting the camera up, I'm focusing in on the centre of the image to those rocks beside that tree in the river. I'll take my shot. I've upped my ISO to f18 because I was getting some clippings in the water. I'm just checking that water's got some streaks but definition as well, and it has, and that's actually really nice. Right, so what I could do is, we're going to get a lot of people in these photos today because of the workshop. Anyway, that's okay, it's a bit of fun, and if we can help folk learn, even better. Right, so if I zoom in, because what I want to do now is get a close-up of that tree with the waterfall coming down there. So if I focus in, because I've zoomed in, I need to adjust my focus again, and there. I'm still keeping my settings at f18, a 25th of a second and ISO 100, and that's really nice. I think my polarizer's at the top, so let me just check. Yeah, it is. Right, so I'm just going to take that shot again. I'm covering the viewfinder so the sun doesn't get in too much, and again I'm not getting any highlight clippings, so that's good. Right, so So I've come down to the water's edge, and what I'm looking to do here is there's a little pool of water, and I was hoping that I could get that in the frame. I'm going to have the buccal on the left hand side. I'll just adjust my polarizer so it's darkening the water. I'm going to check my focus in the centre of the image. Take that shot. Oh, and that could be a nice image. So this is all the Stirling Camera Club members. Hi everybody. We've got John, Sheila, Wynne, Heather, Karen and Lorna. And it's Karen's birthday today. Happy 70th. And then over here we've got John and Kenny, and then we've got Richard over there. So we've got quite a big party today. Right, so we're finished here in the Buckle. So what we're going to do now is drive along the road and look for other locations, and let's catch up and see where we end up. So we've come to our second location today. This is what they call a Glencoe Loching. And the mountain that we can see right in front of us is what we call the Pap of Glencoe. So Kenny, who's leading our group today, Kenny's hiked the Pap, so he's actually been up there, so maybe one day he'll take us. So what I'm doing here is I've got a composition with a wide angle lens. I've got that cluster of grass and trees in the foreground. I've focused into the centre of the image. I've got f/18, a 15th of a second shutter speed, and ISO 100. So it's a wee bit underexposed, but that's okay. Because what I've done is I've used the polarizer to darken the water, and I'll get the detail from the water, and then I can put a little grad in the sky. But it's come up really, really nice, and it's sharp. So what I'll do now is I'll zoom in further, and I might change my lens, and we'll take different shots, because there's some nice rhododendrons, and that'll give us colour as we move forward. Right, so I've just moved a wee bit further round the edge of the loch, and I'm looking down to the very end of the loch with the mountains in the background. I've still got f/18, I've slowed my shutter speed down a wee bit to a 10th of a second, and I've turned the polarizer around because the polariser's now making the sky pop, and it's a really strong blue, but I've got a really nice cloud. So I've got a single cloud at the top of the composition, and I've got these beautiful green trees, and the polariser's helping to saturate the colours. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to zoom further in and try and get a shot. There's a little island with the trees. So I've got Lorna beside me. Lorna's going low. Are you taking shots of the reeds there, Lorna? Yes. That'll be really nice. So Lorna's going to get a shot of the reeds with a huge backdrop of the trees and the mountains in the background. So what I've done here is I've just zoomed in a wee bit closer, and I've got a little island in front of me with the trees and the mountains. I'll take that shot. That's absolutely cracking. Alright, so Kenny's just shared a tip with me about getting the reflection in the water, and because there's movement in the water, if we do a long exposure, that way we should get a reflection of the Pap of Glencoe. So I've set up a 2-second timer with f/18, and I've had to reduce my ISO to 50, And I've put on my wide angle lens, I've put a 9 ND grad on, and I've also got my polarizer. So I'm just going to zoom in because I'm using the flowers to frame the image. I'm going to check my focus. I'm going to zoom in further now and see if I can just focus in on the mountain. And I've got my horizon line in the centre of my composition. So because I've zoomed in, again I need to check my focus. Take that shot. It's absolutely stunning, and it's a busy place, there's a lot of people walking around. Right, so that is really, really nice. Right, so what I'll do is I'll move round there and see if I can get another shot, and we'll see if we can do another long exposure. So I've been having a wee problem here because I'm trying to get the reflection as sharp as I can, because Kenny showed me what he achieved earlier. So Kenny's here and he's going to help me try and get this sharp. So I've reduced my shutter speed, so Kenny's setting his up. So I've got a second f18 and ISO 100.
Right, so your f18, take it down to 11.
Alright, okay. Take that to 11. And then speed that up.
Even half a second, because all you want to do is just take that wee bit of ripple out the water. It's not a huge ripple.
So we've now got half a second f11, ISO 100.
f11, ISO 100. So up here.
Aye, mine's, I've turned that off.
Right. So I need you to focus on that for sharpness.
Right.
So move that up to there. Zoom in and scroll up to the top. Up to the top of the mountain, so as you've got the edge of the mountain, right, you can see it's out of focus. You can use your manual focus back and forward just to sharpen it. There you go.
Yeah.
So that's you.
Oh wow.
Right. I'll take that shot and that'll be pin sharp
Oh
at
wow.
the top.
It's two wee puffs of cloud. I wondered what the highlights were.
Yeah, the two wee highlights. Yeah.
Oh right, that's really cool. Right, so we've come to our last stop. We're at a loch in Glencoe called Loch Ba. So what I'll do is I'll turn round so you can see what I can see. That's where we've parked our cars. And as I turn round, you'll get to see the full beauty of the loch. And in this weather, we're definitely going to see it all. So what I was going to do was, there's a couple of trees here. And then we've got the river, or the stream meandering down. And I was going to see if I could get a composition with the river and those trees. So join me and let's see how we get on with this. So we've got our camera club members here. We've got Roger and Lorna. We've got Sheila. We've got Heather, and if I turn round, we've got Wynne, who's obviously being patient, and then we've got Richard, who's getting low shots of the rocks and the water. So, as I turn round, this is my composition, that's Kenny. Kenny's our organiser, and what I'm looking for is a composition in this area where we've got these reeds down the bottom, we've got those reeds coming out from the side, we've got that cluster of trees on the left hand side, but we've got a pathway into the loch, and this is Loch Ba. Right, so for this shot, I'm just zooming out a little bit. I don't want a lot of sky in the image. So, this is quite bouncy as well, so I need to be careful. So what I'm going to do is focus in on the centre of the image, take my shot. I'm still keeping the settings I used last time round. For 1/5 of a second, f13, ISO 100, What I might do is turn the polarizer around, but that's actually quite nice there. Take that shot again. It's a wee bit overexposed, so what I'll do is I'll reduce my ISO to 50. I'll take that shot, and then I've got a nice sky there. Right. What I'm doing here is I've got a composition where I've got these rocks and the island in the background, but I'm only using 3/4 of the island in the horizon, and then the rest's all foreground. So I've got the rocks and the island. I've focused in on the island. I'm just double checking my focus there. It's really tricky to see in this light, so I've now upped my f-stop to 20. I've got ISO 50 in 1 second because I've only got a polarizer and an ND9, and that's giving me quite a smooth effect on the water. Right, so I'm going to walk around to see if we can get any more composition. Right, so I've come down to the water's edge, and what I've noticed here is we've got these 3 rocks leading out to the main rock, and then we've got the island in the background, but these 3 rocks are acting as a leading line for the bottom left hand side of my composition. So I've set my camera up with a second, f22, ISO 50. I'll take that shot and it should soften the water for me. That's great. So that's the shot I'm looking for. I've got those 3 rocks as a leading line, and let's move on and find another composition. Well, that's us. We've finished our workshop. Big thanks to Kenny for organising it. Yeah. Well done. We've had a great time. The weather's been amazing. So, everybody enjoy it? Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kenny.
So we'll set up another one to go to Ralston Cairn. And we'll finally get there.
Midwinter.
Midwinter. Oh, that's nice in the winter. Aye. So hopefully we can make a video out of this. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you press the bell notification, that'll let you know the next time I post a video. So thanks very much for watching, and here's to the next video. Bye. There you go. Bye.